So we start off the movie.
What are you, Tumblr? Goddamn.
Right. We start off the movie. They're being chased down.
Are we gonna give a whole synopsis?
I was just explaining my transition, and Doctor Strange was essentially trying to kill
America Chavez.
America Chavez. He kind of used the whole explanation of, like, in the grand calculus of the multiverse, your sacrifice, will be far more significant and all this kind of stuff, and he's trying to take her power.
Mm-hmm.
And in the process, he gets fucking killed.
Gobsmacked.
And then we realize, after she gets, like, beamed into a portal...
that wasn't our Strange.
It wasn't our Doctor Strange. It was a Doctor Strange from another universe.
Yeah, with a ponytail.
Yeah.
Hipster motherfucker.
But anyways, overall, the movie I thought was pretty good.
Immediate rating.
I'm going to say 7 out of 10.
7.5.
Yeah. Because there were definitely a lot of things that I think could have been improved with more time.
Right.
I just feel like it was very in your face, and they tried to do it so that it just felt like there was no time to, like, have filler. At times, they didn't let shit breathe.
Mm.
So, knowing that there was originally, like, an extra, I think it was, like, 10 to 30 minutes that they had cut out.
Also known as 20.
20, yeah. Find the average.
Yeah.
I wish that there was just a little bit more. And hopefully that's what they meant by there was an extra 20 minutes.
That was the pretty, it's like the pretty popular critique, and I'm with that as well. I think I enjoyed how experimental it got as far as, like, direction-wise. Like, I appreciate Marvel for giving the directors a lot more freedom, it feels like, to do what they would like. Because this felt very Raimi. This felt very Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire-esque.
Yeah.
In the sense that there were a lot of, like really up-close and personal zooms and transitions that you would never see in a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Like the entire just fading to black, and then fading right back into another scene, or just the mashup of, like, all the different angles when Mordo was telling the story about Wanda, and just, like, cutting between them and, like, fading like it was the fucking 90s music video.
Right.
Like, that's so stylized and not typical.
Yeah.
And it was funky, but I was into it, like, for a movie with a title like Multiverse of Madness, it seemed pretty appropriate.
Yeah, it kind of needed, like, a funky feel to it.
Mm-hmm. I thought Wanda was a fantastic villain.
Yeah.
Like, the thing that makes Thanos so appealing as a villain is the fact that he seems so invincible and, like, undeniable, like he's gonna get what he wants.
Yeah.
She sort of gave me that same feeling. Like,
definitely.
The way she was mowing down everyone,
Yeah.
I think the Illuminati were they were bitched around,
Easily. Yeah, that's what really threw me off was last week we had mentioned that we had seen some leaks, and one of the big leaks was that we saw John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing that was really cool. I didn't realize that they were going to get ran through like Riley Reid in the first 5 minutes. Because, I mean, Reed's got shredded. I think the most, violent one that I saw in this movie, and that was another thing that I want to touch on, it was a very gory movie for MCU.
Oh, yeah. They were really pushing it.
They kind of had, creative workarounds to make it look more gory. Mm-hmm. She was killing a lot of Ultron bots, and their oil just gave the visual of, like, blood just running down her face and shit.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that was the thing that kept it from being an R rating. Just like, oh, trust us, it's Ultron oil. Yeah, it's Ultron speech.
They kind of had that. They kind of had that workaround. I really thought you were
gonna keep going. I was gonna be happy.
I'm trying. It really worked. like I said, the Black Bolt death was probably the most gruesome because she's able to like warp reality, and she gets rid of his mouth, and his whole thing is that he can speak, and he just destroys anything in front of him.
And he's typically so calm and collected, and then that moment,
out of fear or just like not knowing what to do,
freaks out.
He freaked out and he like screamed, and it reverberated in his mouth and just like blew his brain out the back, and you just see his head go like and like sag. That shit was the most violent.
I fucking
death.
Loved it.
No, it was great.
Yeah.
It was just so fucking surreal to see because, like I said, in a Marvel movie, that was wild.
Right.
And you see his eyes get all like red and shit, like they had been blown out.
His mouth reverberated, like it was all very quick, and then he had blood like fly out of his nose, and then oh my god,
yeah,
it was amazing.
It was wild, and then snapping Charles Xavier's neck.
Yeah.
Shredded Mr. Elastic into spaghetti.
Mr. Elastic.
I mean, Mr. Fantastic, Miss Elastic. I get them switched up. My fault. Oh, you about to do the he said the stupid thing.
Yeah.
He said.
Born in lab.
Nah. Shut up.
Nah,
Shut up.
But I've been thinking for years that The Incredibles were just a better done Fantastic Four. Not in the sense that Fantastic Four isn't amazing in the comics. It's just like as far as movies go.
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh.
Ugh.
Yeah. X. Professor X.
Yeah.
The other one. I'm gonna start saying shout out X, but
my humor is so broken. My first thought was like a TikTok of just like Professor X getting his neck just snapped, and you just hear like spotlight on. It's all like distorted and like blurry and shit.
Yeah. It's like boost bait.
Yeah.
Wait, I said boost bait.
Shout out X, and they just like
boosted.
they put like a little like PNG of his hair on Professor X.
Oh yeah. Damn. R.I.P. both of them.
Nah, but it was just crazy to see John like in the theater. Everybody was like, "Holy fuck!" when he just came in through the little portal.
Yeah, that was sick. Like
and
the
then,
fan cast actually came true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then 10 minutes later, his head just pops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got fucking spaghettified.
Yeah. Captain Carter.
Dude, that was unexpected. That was gnarly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had like some dudes next to me that were like, they're misogynistic probably.
Mm-hmm.
They just seemed like casual Marvel fans that didn't know what they were getting into.
Mm-hmm.
So when they saw Captain Carter, they're like, "Oh, here we go." And I was like, "Bro, shut the fuck up.
Dog.
This is cool."
Yeah. That's so fucking cool, yeah.
And then when she said, "I could do this whole day," they were like, "Oh, come on." And I was like, "Bro, shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
Shut up. That's what I was saying. Right. It was kind of cool. And
so
then,
you're not into seeing like these comic characters reimagined in some sort of unique twist? Like, come on, dog.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're like, yeah, that sounds cool, but don't make them a woman.
Yeah. That's the whole thing that I just felt like it was annoying to make comments during it. They probably didn't watch What If, so that's probably why they just didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, she got sliced.
Yeah.
That was crazy too, just seeing the shield hit the wall and it's like covered in blood and her body just kind of slumps.
Yeah.
Sliced in half.
Yeah. She's half the woman she was before.
Boo. Boo. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Thank you.
But, well, fuck that ant in particular.
I can understand why some of the choices in the movie were a turnoff for some people, but I depending on the reason.
You got one on the Dickies too?
Oh, not the Dickies.
Right.
Sorry. So,
anyways,
Dr. Strange.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about the music note fight scene.
That was sick.
It was really sick. As a music nerd, it kind of just like, it like clicked in my head what they were about to do. And then they did it, and I was like, oh, that's so fucking cool.
Right.
And one of the first things that I put in the notes for this week was Dr. Fantasia. Because that's literally the first thing I fucking thought of. I was like, this is some shit straight out of Fantasia. like playing with music notes and like using that to fight and
Yeah.
um
The single harp note.
yeah.
Oh my god.
And that was the thing about when he was fighting Gargantos too, like the big horns. I think what was it? But
Oh, Anthony Fantano. Yeah.
yeah. It's the guy that does all the Marvel reviews.
Jimmy Johns. Damn it.
And he essentially said that that fight with Gargantos did feel very reminiscent of, or like the music felt very reminiscent of Night on Ball Mountain, which is another Fantasia thing. I actually played that in band when I was in high school, so I thought that that like kind of struck a chord with me too. It's like, oh, this is sick too.
Right.
But yeah, I thought that the movie was pretty cool.
You seem a little distracted. You're looking for the bugs, aren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just wondering where they're coming from, so now I'm like looking for them.
Where did they come from? Where did they go?
I think that they're coming up on the bench.
Where did they come from? Cotton Eye
Where did
Joe.
they come from? Where did they go? Where did they come from? Cotton Eye Joe.
See, you can't actually
That song-
sing it, otherwise
yeah.
we might get.
That song
strike.
does feel like. That's what?
The pile's right there.
Ah, yeah, we're right on top of the colony. Colonization.
Yeah, you just got colonized.
Still never pulled that bar out the pocket.
But like, I was gonna say, to backtrack on the goriness, like, and with a Miss Marvel coming out soon, I think I really appreciate how there's like levels to how Marvel is willing to take their characters depending on who they are, as far as seriousness.
Mm-hmm.
Because Miss Marvel seems very relatable to kids around her age.
Yeah.
And then this obviously does not. So, I like the idea that Phase 4 is going to be about creating a more widespread and diverse universe, in the sense that they could all culminate into one big thing in the same way Endgame did, but they're typically in their own little parts.
Bubble. Yeah.
Like, you have the mystical side, you have the sort of space adventure side, you have the street level type things,
Yeah.
then you have the whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Something else.
I think it'll make the universe broader and maybe not as connected in the sense that all these characters have to interact.
Yeah.
But I think that's how the world works in a way.
I feel like it's
Not
a way
everything
that
crosses over.
I feel like it's one of those things where if they do like a huge team-up movie again too, it's something where they can branch out into so many different audiences that final movie where they all do meet back up is just going to be the craziest.
It's going to be so grand.
Yeah, it's going to have, but it's also going to have such a big audience for it with each of those separate pockets having individual audiences that can all come together for one movie.
That isn't to say if you watch this one particular type of thing in Marvel, you only watch that. Like, I'm sure everyone watches everything. It's just they have their favorites.
There just may be more casual fans that they can pick up for the big movie, is what I'm saying.
Right. This feels very season 1 talking Marvel.
Yeah,
you
especially
said.
Doctor Strange. It kind of feels like it came full circle. Because we had made that joke around Spider-Man time when the trailer leaked.
Right, yeah.
So
like, it's in another sense, this is very season 1 because we've been at this park and this was the episode that we lost.
Yeah. We recorded a full episode here, and because of the way I had my recording process going, we deleted the audio. So it's not even like we deleted the video where we could at least just have like the audio on YouTube and then just like no visual. Like, we lost the audio.
Yeah.
So there was nothing that we could do.
From what I remember, it was a banger episode too.
It was for season 1, especially. Like, we really had a hard time early on trying to like get into casual conversation and like stay casual, stay collected.
Still working out the kinks. We're still anxious now, I'd say, but not nearly as much.
Yeah.
What's up?
Nothing. I just be creeping around. Anytime I hear like little noises, I'm scared of critters.
Yeah, as I was saying, we are pretty anxious still, but for different reasons, I guess now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you think that's a safe spot to cut back to
I didn't know we cut in the first place.
for Doctor Strange? Like spoiler.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're
So-
done with Doctor Strange spoilers for
Oh,
now.
one last thing. We were right, and I was so glad that we got to see Ryan Reynolds kiss himself. That shit was,
Yeah.
bricked up.
If you